What does the Talmud hint about social media and its harms to relationships?
By the age of 15, 86% of kids have a smartphone, according to Common Sense Media. There are a lot of positives, right? Connecting with friends, for example, but there are also some very real risks. 46% of teens 13 to 17 said that social media makes them feel worse.
Just how triggering are our phones when it comes to dopamine?
It's just like gambling.
You may have heard people talk about getting a dopamine hit when they get a like on social media.
Yeah, but what exactly is dopamine and what is it doing to your brain?
The euphoric feeling when that latest Instagram selfie becomes a huge hit, likes suddenly pouring in from friends, family, and followers. Social media platforms leverage the same neural circuitry as slot machines and drugs to keep us satisfied and coming back for even more. Dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter or chemical in the brain. It also plays a major role in how we feel pleasure, helping us to strive, focus, and find things interesting.
If we were to look at ourselves through the lens of an experiment like we would an animal experiment, we think that animal is sick. If you saw an animal digging in the corner, looking for a bone, the dog is looking, you'd think, that's really sad. That's us.
Once that dopamine high wears off, we're often left feeling even worse than before. The universal symptoms of dopamine withdrawal include anxiety, irritability, insomnia, low self-esteem, and depression. But that next hit probably won't be as rewarding.
People look like they have a much better life than they really do. People are posting pictures of when they're really happy. They're modifying those pictures to be better looking for the best lighting, the best angle. Those people you think are super happy, actually some of the saddest people in reality.
These kids who commit suicide, you go look at their Instagrams, you would have no clue that they were depressed.
There's entire teams of engineers whose job is to use your psychology against you.
Dopamine is the exact same chemical that makes us feel good when we smoke, when we drink, and when we gamble. In other words, it's highly, highly addictive.
Well, if you believe some headlines, you'd be convinced that Facebook is single-handedly destroying the institution of marriage. A study published in Computers and Human Behavior last year did find a correlation between Facebook use and the likelihood of divorce.
The story reported that as of 2022, Pew Research Center found 30% of U.S. adults are neither married, living with a partner, nor engaged in a committed relationship. Among the causes, among the factors, a reliance on social media and online porn.
37% of teenage girls between 13 and 15 were exposed to unwanted nudity in a week on Instagram. You knew about it. Who did you fire? 24% said that they had experienced unwanted sexual advances. They've been propositioned. 17% said they had encountered self-harm content pushed at them in the last 7 days.
It's important for a person to know that one of the things that the Talmud teaches us is not just about social media per se, but simply how to behave. In order to connect to God, it requires holiness. And holiness, Rashi and the Ramban both clarify it, holiness comes from the issues of morality. The more modest a woman is, the more holy she will be. The more modest a man is, the more holy he will be. Just because someone is modest because of their clothes doesn't necessarily automatically mean they're modest everywhere else. By being modest in behavior, in clothing, and just simply the way that they socialize, that automatically makes the person a vessel that is able to accept a certain amount of holiness in the world. Part of a woman's modesty, to her benefit, is going to determine what kind of husband she's going to get. Talmud in Masechet Sotah says that a woman that's modest will be a wife to a man that's righteous. A man that's wicked will get a woman that's not modest. Why? Because if she is modest, that means that she's more likely to be righteous. And therefore, the match that God's going to make is a righteous woman with a righteous man. If she's not modest, then there's no possible way that she could be righteous, and therefore, the match for her that's perfect is a wicked man also. She's wicked, she goes to a wicked man. Furthermore, the sages teach us that just because a person is modest doesn't mean that they are completely oblivious of the joy of life, including the intimate aspects of life, while maintaining holiness and in fact elevating holiness and modesty. If a person ignores all of these things and simply just wants to live in the world the way the world is, then certainly that person is going to throw modesty into the garbage. She's going to post all types of pictures about herself and her life and even parts of her body on the internet, on social media, and that in itself is going to bring many curses to her life. Not just from the creator itself, but curses she's bringing upon herself. You yourself are minimizing your significance significance in the world, because instead of being the daughter of the Creator, you are now have objectified yourself, and to tell people that your significance depends on the way you look, on what you eat, on where you go, on what you wear. You've in essence taken this extraordinary presence that God gave you, being the daughter of the Creator, being the daughter of the King of Kings. You've taken that and all that comes with it, and you've minimized it into something meaningless and something that's only for a temporary amount of time. The food that you are putting pictures of you eating, that food, people may not like it tomorrow. It may end up being causing people disease. That dress that you are showing people off that you just got may very well be out of style by the time you post that picture or people look at it. And then instead of them celebrating it with you, they'll actually make fun of you that you're wearing it. The immodesty that a woman presents herself as, and whether she's wearing or not wearing certain clothes, is also temporary as the body changes. And all she will have is, number one, the people that simply only want to be next to her because of our physical shape, and those very same people that will leave her because of that physical shape changes, and also a life full of regrets that she could no longer be that person because age catches up with everybody. So if a woman wants to simply live a life full of regrets, a life that only attracts meaningless endeavors, attracts worthless relationships, attracts only people that want to take advantage of you, socialize on social media as much as you want. But if a woman wants to have meaningful life, a life that has a purpose, the last thing she would do is put even a single picture of anything related to her life. And in fact, any personal detail about her life on social media or anywhere. In fact, I would even say that a woman shouldn't even share pictures with family as often as people do, unless they promise to never share it with anybody else. If you want to send your mother or your father a picture of you and the kids, or you being, I don't know, wherever you are in the world, as long as they promise not to share with everybody else, I'd say, okay, that may be okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't share it. Why? Because there are so many sick people in the world that the very same technology that has caused all of the sins of the world to be magnified, the Gemara in Masechet Sotah at the end gives prophecies of what's going to happen at the end of times. One of them is going to be the chutzpah tizgeh. There's going to be a lot of obnoxiousness and rudeness and lewd behavior is going to be standard.
What? Little prop, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, little prop? Yeah. Yeah.
Needless to say, this is something that doesn't need qualification. We see it in life. Everywhere we walk, we see people, how they behave, what they post online. So a woman that sees that technology is advancing so rapidly now that now you no longer need to get certain images of people and imagine. Now, a woman could simply give her face, a picture of herself to somebody, and that person, some sick-minded person, could simply take that person's face and have AI do the rest. And literally have all types of immoral, disgusting, horrible thoughts with your wife in mind, with your daughter in mind. Who wants to be that person other than a lowlife?
40 students say they were targeted by a former classmate who put their faces on pornographic images. It's called deep fake porn.
To fight against a dangerous trend in artificial intelligence.
From local students to a music superstar, AI is being used to create pornographic images.
District attorney calling on Albany to change the law to make it a crime to digitally alter sexually explicit images.
The disturbing new way technology is being used to target and harass people, particularly women, putting someone's face on someone else's body.
A world of digitally altered videos and images that can be made using just one photo of someone's face.
The world of deepfakes is very, very sinister. One study found that 96% of deepfake images are considered sexually explicit.
The most targeted women are private individuals, and it's now done mainly using apps.
This is what it looks like to see yourself naked against your will being spread all over the internet.
The Washington Post reporting that these types of videos are popping up on pornographic websites more and more frequently.
Why did you create images of young women in pornographic films and videos?
AI technology has advanced at such a rapid rate that it's cheap and easy for apps to make these images on a huge scale.
If you have video on TikTok, the image of yourself on Instagram or on Facebook, or you created a video on YouTube, or somebody else took your photo and put it online, you now are at risk.
Our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time. You see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele.
Videos like these, called deep fakes, made with artificial intelligence tools that are easily found online and enable users who can find enough images of someone to take that person's face and put it on someone else's body.
Deepfakes use machine learning to fabricate events that never happened, like Bill Hader shapeshifting.
I said Seth Rogen was like, it was amazing. He has like a bike track in his backyard. It's phenomenal. and I did a Seth Rogen impression, and it was like I did a magic trick. Tom Cruise is like, yeah.
And there's growing concern that in the wrong hands, this technology can
pose a very real national security threat.
Could become a real and present danger to our democracy.
In 2023, 600,000 deepfake images of women and children, private individuals, were uploaded to 10 public websites.